Hello, hello. How's everybody doing out there? Talking shit Tuesday. That's right. Every Tuesday we talk shit with the people. Now, on this show, what we're going to talk about mostly is what's happening now with Sick Week. We're also going to talk about a lot of questions that people send me, like on Patreon and stuff like that. Like, hey, now that Trump is back in office, does that mean deleted diesels are back? And I'm just like, no. Like, you got to understand, like, just because Trump got put back in office, he would have to institute some kind of executive order that states that now anything the EPA did, in the last, 5 years or so is null and void. But then, unfortunately, that opens everything up to litigation, specifically the diesel guys. There have been guys for diesel trucks that have been hit up, fined into oblivion, and put in jail, believe it or not, because they've removed emissions components from diesel trucks. You guys are like, well, what about off-road exhaust? Guys, you got to understand. We work in the emissions legal sandbox. We can't go out there and just start, flicking off lights here and there and then risk it for the biscuit when there's no actual literature, law, or some kind of directive that says, yep, it's all good, send it. We'll talk about that and many more things, but not before Mr. Bill O'Reilly tells us to do it live.
Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
No. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Right. Fucking thing sucks.
It sucks. Everything sucks. But you know what doesn't suck? PMAS. Nickname PMAS. Sending the kid a 120 millimeter housing. Jake got some 3D printing done. Oh man, you guys are gonna love some of the kooky shit we're doing over here with the Magnuson dual inlet blower. PMAS, Nick James, DNAPformers.com. Not only do they pay their bill on time, they don't bug me. They're super chill. I let them do whatever with cups, Amory cups, tumblers, whatever. Guys, buy your parts over there. If you spend over $1,000, you probably get a cup. If you buy a cup for $1,000, you get some free parts. Hit them up, DNAPformers.com. Partsfarm.com. Use late model car parts, wheels, tires, crank and pallets, motors. I'm telling you, once you see some of the videos that Head Games is coming out with, a lot of you guys are going to be trying to pick up some Gen 1 heads. That's right, Two Auto Solution. Rami Zaidan, Two Auto Solution, late model, Puerto Rico, powerhouse. Get your Mustang built, Corvette built, hell, your Viper serviced at Two Auto Solution in Bellac. Bellac Industries, the guy has a fast boat and he needs a lot of money to make the boat a lot faster. Okay, not like he's running drugs or anything like that. He's just making badass wheels so that he can make his boat a lot faster. Also, we're going to thank Ridprints, ridprints.com/YDBT. You're going to go there and buy merch. If you are supportive of this show, you're going to go there. You're going to check them out. You're going to say, hey, I want some of these shirts. I want Amory shirts, Dolo sweaters, Amory sweaters, YDBT sweaters, Dolo shirts, long sleeve and short sleeve, and a bunch of hoodies, green, white, black, red, yellow, orange, hats. Get them, guys, buy stuff there. I get a commission check. That's how it works. Because I'm honest. I'm not going to lie to you and say, oh, look, I'm looking to get paid. And if you guys get something for your support, nothing wrong with that. Let's say hi to the people here. And then we'll talk a little bit about what's going on with Sick Week. What do you think about Sick Week having a not so great start to their live stream? I've heard rumblings. Apparently, they had a lot of issues with their live stream starting. But at least there's racing. Remember, guys, I said the Bear Jackson is the unofficial start to the racing season, and now it is in full swing. Nick, Clean on 3GT, more Pews, more Boost, Joe Jackson, Andy Ali, B. Levesh, Big Pops, says evening, Theo, Z33, Camzilla, Frank Donahue, Valley 10 Speed, John Bonanno, Andrew Ybarra, Carlos Duran, Monty 40, D-Rock Fox, Andrew Martin, El Verga, Larga, Aggressively Average, TJ Sikorsky, Joe Swish, Pegelos, Travis Pegelos, man, my Canada dude. Yo, you're gonna be a citizen soon. Canada should not be a state because it's fucking full of liberals. It'd be a blue state. No, thank you. Mike S. Dixon, Grant Wilbur, Toby Cockring, Stuart D, Oliver Bryan a couple of times, Reyes, Bill, Matt Oliver, CJM, South Detroit, Tim and Clint Stroke, Robert Rocha, Gapologist, Zion E1X, Zion, what the hell is happening? Nazo Pegalos again, Toxic 03, Gadget McNasty, Donkey Boosted, Timmy, Toby, Built Boosted, Oscar Hernandez, Redbird, Jimmy Jams benching 405. See, when you lift weights and you finally hit 3 plates, you now have reached a crossroad. Jawline, abs, striations, or 4 plates. So you have to decide what am I going to do? Same thing as if when you do 225 pounds. The first time you bench 225 on a bench. Now the next goal is 3 plates per side, 315. So then you go, do I want a jawline, abs, or do I want to bench and deadlift the world? And you can't have both unless you're on crazy gear. Merv Jones, Sean O'Connell, Hart, Hat Eugene, 5-0, Johnny Boy, Sean O'Connell, deleted diesels, never left. Yes, we'll talk about that too. That is kind of funny. Slow 99, Haven, AJ, Stephen, HOVA, Raysville, Oliver Bryan, 10R80 says deleted diesels in North Carolina. Darrell, Jesus Voodoo, Wraith, Chuck, 21GT, Nardi Mikado, damn, if Bobby Trump deports all the illegals, who's gonna buy all the F-150 tunes? Jay Walker, if Canada joins as a state, I doubt all it would join. I'm sure British Columbia and Quebec wouldn't come over, but the rest of Canada has a lot of great resources. Yes, we don't want any liberal bullshit happening here. So I've gotten a couple of emails from people that said, hey, Alex, now that Trump is back in office, are you guys going to, turn off check engine lights? And I'm like, bro, number one, why are you even talking about it? Number two, why would you ask that question? Number three, why would you try to make us answer that? You got to understand, if you want to stay in business, you have to be in the guardrail of emissions compliant stuff. Now, I wanted to get my timeline right, but Lund Racing was hit up by the EPA during the Biden administration, 2021. So it was really interesting because I thought it was during the Trump years, but I remember that a lot of the diesel shops and a couple of Ford OEM tuners were hit up during the Trump administration and late Obama. During late Obama and early Biden, that's when the most enforcement happened. During Trump, not so much. Business was rocking and rolling. So a lot of people are like, are we back? Now, truth be told, if you knew people, you can get your DPF deleted and get a tune on a brand new vehicle, and you're really not going to have problems. If you know people and they're willing to take the risk, anything is I love that people say guns are illegal in England or UK, so they don't have guns over there. Boy, come on. You don't think they got the blicks over there because they're not legal? It's like telling people in the United States, you got to have a license. Actually, now they have constitutional carry, so that's kind of interesting. But they were to say, criminals can't have guns here. They're criminals. Boy, shut the fuck up. Are you insane? So I don't think that Trump is going to go in hardcore like that. Low-hanging fruit is what he's doing with the illegal immigrants. That's low-hanging fruit. Nobody wants illegal immigration here with murderers and people committing crimes and all this crazy. Yeah, easy. That's easy. That's low-hanging fruit. The problem's going to be when he starts deporting Venezuelan hot chicks that overstayed their visa. That's going to be the problem. They're hot. They got great asses. They rub your shoulders. They call you papacito. Okay, so that's going to be when guys are going to be like, bro, I brought her over on a visitor visa and she overstayed. That's my wife. And I'm like, no, that's not your wife. She's illegal. Got to get her out of here. They might have a point. Anyway, maybe no, but she could sign up for asylum and see if they stay or whatever. But the motorsport stuff is interesting because, in my opinion, that affects, I think the right to repair stuff covers so much that I think that there's going to have to be one big case that kicks everything off. I feel more for the farmer that can't access his John Deere combine, brand new combine, because a sensor is faulty, whereas his old combine can just plow through the shit just, on a carbureted setup and just, or direct, I don't know what the hell, diesel, and just do the job. And they wanted to upgrade equipment, and then that upgraded equipment doesn't allow him to fix it himself. So I think once something like that pops off, where a right to repair situation becomes boilerplate hot, people are then going to start going, okay, let's really have this conversation. And then we're going to revert back to, do you own your car? Do you own your car? And if you do own your car, then why can't you do anything you want to your car? I have a interesting perspective on, do you own a very modern vehicle? Do I own my Cadillac? Meaning, if I want to go ahead and put BTR, kill the dolphins, plug the blowhole, fuck the blue whale cam in it, can I? Yeah, I can. I can tune it myself. If I want to put headers in, I can tune it myself. Not a problem. And no one is going to come after me because it's available to be tuned. Now, on the newer Mustang and newer cars in general, where you don't have access to it, for the time being, until you have access to the computer, do you own your vehicle? So a lot of people are with the diesel stuff and they're maybe waiting around to see what happens. I wouldn't go deleting diesels now and advertise it. That's the big one. Okay. We all know people do that. We all know people, you know, someone that knows someone that knows someone that is able to delete, tune your shit, and it doesn't revert to stock. Okay, so there, and then this is the even funny thing, right? You really want to like start opening up a Pandora's box. Is like, what are they doing it with, right? Like, is it available in commercially available software, or is there a hacked shit out there that allows you to do it? So again, I'm not in the diesel world, so I don't fucks with it, so I can kind of really talk about it. But when it comes to the car stuff, we have to play in that sandbox. Whatever is indexed in whatever software we use, you know, commercially available software, is the items we get to play with. Now, there are other things that are like, you know, you have more access to, but at the end of the day, you kind of have to play within that sandbox. So we all know deleted diesels never left, but officially, is it now some kind of, I don't know, policy that, hey, you could do whatever you want with your truck? No, the environmentalists will have a field day with that. They'll have lawsuits up the ass. They'll have it in the courts forever. And then you won't be able to do shit with your car for many, many years. So I would err on the side of caution. Instead of getting all happy that things are going to pop off, I would definitely function as if Biden was still in office and it's still illegal to do such things. But again, that comes in the face of like what a DPF does to a diesel, how it's more harmful, how you can't idle the truck long, how it actually causes more issues than it helps. So you have to make that case in front of a court, because let's be honest, not everyone knows the intricacies of what's happening with these vehicles at a deep level, and that is able to communicate it back to a lawmaker. Lawmakers don't know shit. Lawmakers know whatever's in front of them. But when it comes to this specific example, I don't think there's anyone on our side, SEMA and PRI included, that are on our side. They'll say, well, you can't delete the diesel. Okay, why not? What if it's a farm vehicle? What if it's a non-road going vehicle? What if I just want to delete the diesel on a truck that is never going to be registered? It is on my farm, but I have a big acreage and I tow shit left and right. Again, don't think that because Trump is in there, all of a sudden you can start spewing black smoke all over the place. That's just not the case. Okay, so we'll talk about Sick Week. Sick Week is a drag and drive event. It happens in South Georgia, Bradenton, Gainesville. I think you're going to see, this I never even thought about it until now. This is going to tell you which is the best track in the Southeast. This is it. Now, South Georgia Motorsports Park did not have great prep, and it was very difficult in the morning, and they had rain. They battled rain. It rained the night before. They stayed up all night. They had cars driving up and down the extension to make it warm enough to, dry out the track. But they got it in, and the track came around 2 o'clock or 3 p.m. today. And the really fast cars, the 6-second cars and low 7-second cars, were getting down halfway decent. But the beginning of the day, it was real difficult. That's why they ran the slow cars first, where typically you see the fast cars first, right? Usually when prep is new and fresh, the fast cars are out there first. So I think it's going to be interesting to see which track is better suited for best performance. And I think it's going to be Orlando Speed World and Gainesville. I think those two tracks specifically are going to show the quickest times. Not to say that Bradenton won't show good times, but I think because Bradenton has been wildly inconsistent for many, many years, I would say, even after they resurfaced, it's just been not my favorite track. I hope they fix it. Like, I don't hope they keep failing. I hope they fix it. But it's going to be interesting to see this week which cars get down consistently, and I think it's going to be Gainesville and Orlando. But anyway, there's a couple of cars that we're keeping an eye on, that we're tuning. One of the cars that Cletus is fucking with, the Mustang, I think we're tuning, but the data logging isn't coming back proper. There has to be better communication, blah, blah, blah. But they have a little competition with which cheap car is going to win. And I think the Mustang ran like a low 12 or something like that. So that's the one we're tuning, I think. So John keeps everything close to the vest. So he's not telling me too much about it. He's just telling me, yeah, we're fucking with it. But, logs aren't really something that we're seeing. But they diagnosed some fuel delivery issues and they got it fixed. But I'm going to keep an eye on. Again, I don't really follow it that much because I don't want to pay the money. But I'm going to keep an eye on it this week just to see if my theory is correct that Orlando Speed World's track is going to be probably the most consistent, and Gainesville, and then maybe the next time they go to SGMP, for the last one, I think they go SGMP, I think they go Gainesville, then they go Bradenton, and then they go to Orlando, or is it SGMP, Bradenton, Gainesville, Orlando, then back to SGMP? It'll be interesting to watch. So we'll talk about it. What do you guys think? Did you guys see, or have any of you seen a huge drop off in the diesel market since the Biden administration came about? And since they were gone, have you seen a big uptick? Has anyone here that has good ties to the diesel market, because diesel is really the one that the government was going after, have you seen a huge uptick in, let's just say, exhaust stuff since Biden got his fucking skeleton ass out of here? RTs gave me 27 Canadian dollars and says, "Hey Alex, I'm going to catch a replay." And as always, while at work. But Rich Prince hooked me up within a day within the show to show me the receipts shirt. Shout out to those guys. Also, did you see Shelby's pussy ass response to the community? So I saw that on Speed Phenom. Okay, we're going to go to YouTube. Thank you very much, RT. I appreciate it. And say hi to your girlfriend for me. Speed Phenom talked to the president of Shelby American. And the thing was, he sounded like he was on defense the whole time, talking about the GT350R. This is kind of long, so I'm going to skip around, but this is Speed Phenom Kid. Good channel, kind of a funky voice, but kid's a road racer, has good talent. He was able to get a hold of the president of Shelby American, and he talked about what this car is, what it isn't, blah, blah, blah.
The changing the pads and all that is designed so that stuff happens quick.
Oh, yeah.
You come into the pit,
Let me see.
which is cool. Shelby will return to Trans Am 60 years later. In 1966, the first of the
Bro, nobody cares.
So we still got car people running a car company.
You guys going back into that heritage, because that's what makes a brand like yours so popular. It's
Well, this is the problem with Speed Phenom, right? He has to toe a line. He wants access to the guy, but he also doesn't want to say, what do you say to the people that say this is the Mustang GT with a Whipple and body parts?
suspension setup for the vehicle compared to where these cars initially start at.
Yeah, so it's a whole new suspension anyway, right? And if you look, we've got some pictures over there, but some of the links and control arms.
Want to glance at that?
Why don't we go over there?
We're going to interrupt this video real quick.
Oh, this is the worst thing YouTubers do, bro. This is just the worst thing.
Pads and all that is designed so that stuff happens quick.
Oh, yeah.
You come into the pits, you can do it quick. That we talked about earlier.
This car is fucking hideous. This big, gaudy, plastered Shelby shit everywhere is just the gaudiest fucking shit I've ever seen.
That's paint. The other thing that's really cool too, when you get inside, you look at the rockers and so forth in the 350R, they'll come with a regular seat. This option is a very inexpensive one, and will roll into 26.
Let me ask this question. With these more technical builds like this one, are they built on the same, let's say, assembly line almost as a regular GT350 or other Shelbys, or you guys have like a special unit designated for doing the GT350R?
That's a great question. Shout out to you, Speed Phenom. Putting him, look at his face. Does this car get built on the same assembly line as a Shelby GT350? Shelby GT350s, actual 350s. Wait a minute. Did he mean the 2024 350?
The R's are specially built.
Okay.
So we take, the Mustang GT, but then, we go back through and look at all the suspension, wheels, tires, brakes. As you can see, this is a ton of stuff that's different.
Okay, so he said it. This is a Mustang GT, and this is what he said changes. Wheels, tires, suspension. So I don't want to go too long with it because I don't know if anything specifically you guys want to talk about, but I heard that and I said to myself, this guy is playing defense because it has been received terribly in the automotive racing community, but they don't care. They're only going to build about 300 something of them. They don't care. Every single one is going to sell. Now, is it cool? For Shelby guys, yeah. If you're a diehard Shelby guy, you're happy that a 2024 Mustang is a Shelby. But it is not any different. You have an MT82 in it. Listen, again, the Dark Horse has a little more power and a 3160. The 350 has a 5.2 and a 3160. The GT500 has a 5.8 and a TR6060. The 2020 GT500 has a 5.2 crossplane and a DCT. That is what separates the vehicles, the powertrain. So the moment you show me that you did nothing to the powertrain, you literally slapped on stickers, wheels, tires, suspension, and called it an R with a Whipple. Whatever. I'm not a buyer because of that or one way or the other. But I remember the days where you could get a Shelby Super Snake. It came with a Kenny Bell, a wide body kit. Like there. You have upgraded something. It's not a 2.3 TVS. At least it has a liquid cooled Kenny Bell on top. That's crazy that the paint Shelby logo is ugly as fuck. I'd rather watch Reaper interview the guy at TSP over this shit. Shelby team needs to get fired. They suck. See, White Stang, what do you mean get fired? That's who they are. Shelby never made anything. Shelby never made anything. They accessorize an already built vehicle. Ford has the option of naming something Shelby. Ford still holds that. So when Ford got a hold of the president, hey, we ain't doing shit for 24. Have at it. Oh, you ain't doing shit for 24? Nah. We got the Dark Horse. We might bring back the Boss and ruin that name somehow. So we'll probably put a Whipple on that fucking thing too. So yeah, have a ball. Oh, okay. I guess what we'll do is we'll buy a bunch of GTs and call them the 350 and call the R, something a little more racy, different floorboard looking thing and different. Stupid. This is stupid. That boy ain't right. Jay Walker, Speed Phenom sister. Wait, Speed Phenom sister's hot? That makes me not want to buy my Shelby. That makes me not want my Shelby anymore. Rebranded BMR suspension. Exactly. I bet it has a drift stick. Specially built BMR parts ordered from American Muscle. Shelby is a shadow of what it used to be. Buy replica Cobra or Daytona if you want the real Shelby experience. Wait a minute, guys. You understand that Shelby wasn't always Carroll for Ford stuff. Remember, Carroll Shelby was out there putting his name on Dodge Dakotas, a Omni, a Daytona. Like he was like, I'll put a Shelby on whatever. The only vehicle that Shelby themselves tried to make was if I'm not mistaken, a modern version of a Roadster that flopped hardcore. Modern Cobra car Shelby. I think it was like I forget what it was called. The Mark something. Let me see. What was the last vehicle Shelby built? What was the last vehicle Shelby built? And then hit all. According to them, the last vehicle Carroll Shelby built was a one-off GT500. I'm trying to look for that Roadster that was like a V6. This thing. Here it is. This thing right here. This thing was like just an abomination. Like nobody cared. This thing was just like, wah, wah, wah. Do I have failure horns here? Like nobody gave a fuck about this car. It was just like, whoa, bro. Yep. Like if you saw this at a car show, you go, what the fuck is that? You don't go, oh, that's the last car Shelby built. This was like the car that they wanted to build. That at least looks cool. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, you can see that at the Roush building. I think they have that car at the Roush building. But yeah, like Shelby never built anything after Carroll Shelby stopped fucking with it. They just slapped names and stickers on vehicles and said it's a Shelby something. When Ford builds a Shelby, they make a distinction in the powertrain for sure. How's this any different than up badging? I'll build you a 350 for 90K. Take my orders now. Crazy stuff. Series 1 with a 4.0-liter Olds V8. The Series 1 was the last car Shelby actually attempted to make. And thank you guys, the Shelby Series 1, it is just an absolute abomination, abortion, just third trimester, chopped its head off, put it on a table and said, it's a Shelby, it's junk. It's junk. They don't understand what the buying public wants. Now, does Shelby know what does Shelby know what the typical Shelby owner wants? Absolutely. None of them race. None of them race. When was the last time you saw a Shelby owner be a hardcore racer? I'm saying drag racer, road racer, whatever. One of the funniest things I ever saw was when I first moved to Florida. And there was an event held at Palm Beach International Raceway. It was 2016, 2017, right around there. The GT350 had come out. And every Shelby asshole decided to go to Palm Beach International Raceway on a rental and run it in the road course. After the first lap, I shit you not, guys, 3 out of the 6 or so GT350s that were there came back into the pits with the front air dam ripped off the car. Shredded. Shelby owners aren't racers. Shelby owners are buying the car for status to say they have a Shelby. Shelby built a relationship with me and then tore it down after he started putting his name on Dodge. He should have been putting it in my shit instead of Dodge's. Wow, it's Shelby's college boyfriend, speaking up. This is a repeat of 07 350. Boring vanilla cash grab. Yes, this is another car that a lot of people still think is relevant today, but it's like, oh, it's a real Shelby. No, it's a fucking GT. Like, I love that people that own this car think it's an actual, like, Shelby that matters. Does it have the 3-valve? Yes. Does it have the same transmission the 3-valve had? Yes. What's different? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Maybe a diff, stiffer anti-roll bar, better struts, cold air, just 90 millimeter cold air, like stupid. This is a 3-valve without a spoiler, aka probably a base GT, and they tried to sell it to you as a Shelby GT. When I see this car and anyone dares to upcharge because it's a Shelby GT, I laugh in their face, just like I laugh in the face of guys that try to sell Bullet Mustangs as something special. It's a green GT, guys. It's a green or black GT. The Bullet Mustang is a green or black GT. You cannot ask one fucking dime more for it because it says Bullet on it. Get out of my face with that bullshit. Why Shelby's best looking modern car pieces? Why are Shelby's best looking modern car pieces of shit? Joe Swish, this is what we call when you should get out of the industry. So there comes a time where you are irrelevant with today's taste. And you have to understand that whatever you think looks cool, and look, I'm one of those guys. That's why I'm not in design, because 1, I'm not smart, 2, I'm not connected, whatever. But I know what looks good to me. And if that doesn't translate to the vast majority of people, then my taste should not be taken into account. Once you start looking at cars and you're like, I want to make a modern rendition of this, or I want to make a modern car, and then nobody likes it, you should remove yourself from the design team. That means your taste, what is aesthetically pleasing to you, is not relevant to the general public. A lot of people don't like the new BMWs, right? I like them. The big stupid nostrils or whatever, I think they're beautiful. I'm not going to lie. They're very attractive cars, but the general public seems to hate how they look. But I see like a X5, I think. I don't know, the nice SUV that's fast in blue with black wheels. I'm like, that bitch is bad. I see an M2. I think it looks really good. I don't think Ford should try to make a notchback. I think the notchback is the M2. And it is a twin turbo, straight 6, all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive, stick or auto. So I don't think Ford should try to remake the Mustang like a notch, because you can just literally buy an M2 and that is your notchback. Same thing with lawmakers. Once you've been in government long enough, you should get out. There has to be new blood. people that see a forward-thinking idea, people that see their surroundings in a different way, live different life experiences, are younger, so they can at least have a finger on the pulse of what the youth likes, or at least what is relevant. And when your design cues are not met generally with like a positivity, then you have to leave the industry. It's just how it is. Could you spec Magnerite on the GT as well, NASA? You could spec Magnerite on the GT. Okay. But Alex, what about the 24 Super Snake? Give me the Ross 427R over a Shelby. Don't the bullets have Magnerite? They do, but so do any GT that's premium. Shelby GT is what the current Super Snake and 350 should be called, because that's what they are. Shelby GR1 concept looked decent in 2011. Lund isn't allowed to remove codes if you got long tubes, X-Rep, and no cats. Nobody is, HOVA. Nobody is. It is illegal to delete emissions, components, and codes, blah, blah. Nobody. If your tuner does that, he is not compliant with not only emissions laws, with the people who make the software. So you got to be careful with that shit. BMW played out the M line. No, they didn't. They're the best. They have the best sales for M cars ever, Mini Bike Madman. See, you are not on game. I get it. I'm a Ford guy. I love Ford. And this is why I criticize Ford so much. Did you hear? There was another fucking recall. All you have to do now is do this. I'm going to do it live. Because it's like, let's play a game. What recall happened recently with Ford? Jesus Christ. Ford recall. Boom. One day ago, Ford recalls 149,449 Broncos over rear shocks. The recall says the 21 to 24 Ford Broncos with external reservoir shocks could have a corrosion problem. And the bullet points are Ford recalling 149,000 examples of its body-on-frame Bronco because of rear shocks that can fail due to corrosion. This recall only affects the Broncos with external reservoir shocks, which includes Badlands Broncos equipped with the Sasquatch package. Ford says the remedy is under development and will notify owners by mail. Then you have this. Demon 170 spark plugs. The Demon, supposedly 170, has had a recall because of spark plug issue. Now, I think that's so minor. Dodge has quietly recalled every single Challenger SRT Demon 170 for a spark plug issue. It's probably 100 cars. Those who felt their Dodge Challenger SRT Demon lost some of its 1,025 horsepower along the way get good news. It turns out they were right. Their cars were indeed losing power. Dodge has quietly issued a recall on every single Demon for a spark plug issue. This means all owners of the US and Canada or anyone in the world will have to take their cars to a dealer after making an appointment to have the spark plugs replaced. I am so not worried about that. You're telling me 1,000 horsepower car goes through spark plugs quickly? Welcome to making 1,000 horsepower. You think you're going to have NGK 6510s, Brisk 12s, it lasts 50,000 miles at 1,000 horse? No, not going to happen. You're going to go through plugs quite often. I don't know why anyone would buy a new BRZ over a mint pre-owned Coyote for roughly the same price. I would never buy anything. Okay. A BRZ and a Mustang are not even in the same league. It's not even the same category. It's kind of a weird, comparison, in my opinion. Poppy Trump to go. Joseph Lacey, Shelby owner equals matching blue and red convertible Super Snakes, and one of the last cars was I tinted. Shelby Automotive has mostly the tarnished legend. Now I'm going to tell you something. I was online today. For whatever reason, guys, call me crazy. I just woke up wanting a 93 Cobra, slammed red CCWs, make it about 850, whichever way they want to make it. Small block Ford, big inch Ford, YSI. I want to just slide with AC. It's got to be low. It's got to have CC dubs, chrome CC dubs, red, low, making all the fucking noise. Probably not Coyote swap, but Coyote's probably the best way to go for just reliability, miles per gallon, because you do cruise the car. But for whatever reason, I woke up, it's like, I want a red Cobra with like 850 horse. We'll see. Because that's probably something I can afford and build pretty quickly, or find built already, because it's bastardized. So I'm like, okay, you're not going to ask $100,000 for this car, but I like how the car looks. I like the 93 Cobra, and I want low red, cherry red, CC dubs. I mean, low, just making all the noise and sliding around town all day, every day. So I went to Marketplace and I thought to myself, there's probably 2 or 3 different types of Shelby owners. So there was a Shelby Super Snake that was red that looked fucking gorgeous. And I thought, I wonder if this Super Snake owner is the same as like a typical Shelby guy. And I don't think so. When I saw this, I went, you know what? There's no way that a typical Shelby guy looks at this and says, or at least looks at this and the 24 Mustang and like both. I think there is a separation between certain Shelby specific owners. This is a Super Snake. This is a 13 GT500. It got the wide body package. It got the wheels. It got the better brakes. It got the upgraded blower, and I think it got the upgraded exhaust. And it got look at this. That bitch looks good. Not too badged up. Got the stupid gauges up here. So you could say, okay, this is a worked up Shelby GT500. Yeah, but at least it has a big honking blower on it. At least it has a 4-liter or 3-liter Kenny Bell on top. So that means it requires special tuning because it has a Kenny Bell 168, bigger blower, pump gas. It probably has bigger injectors. I'm not 100%. I want to know. But look, this Shelby owner is not the 24 Shelby fan. I don't think those two overlap. So yeah, it was kind of an interesting thing to kind of see the reaction over the new Shelby GT 350. And I think it was met with just like Failhorn City, because a lot of people don't think it's anything special. Where at least the Super Snakes, old GT500s, were actually snakes. I don't know about red though. I love the red. I love that bitch. Those look like 325s in the front. I hate owning a Shelby, says FTT mile an hour. Here late, Tom Massey was talking about passing laws that follow behind Trump's EO. Luckily, we got all 3 branches. It's close though. Alec, you should do a cycle to test to see how big you get. Would see some gains, I'd imagine. Yeah, no, I guarantee that if I did a cycle, the problem is you don't just do a cycle. If I do a cycle and I gain, I'm 228 now. If I go up to, I was 219 before, so I got on creatine. and I'm like, my diet didn't change, but I just like ballooned a little bit. If I did a cycle and I got lean and mean and I look shredded, I'm going to want to stay like that forever. So yeah, it's not like you just get on and get off. It's just not how it works. To be fair, in 15-16, they always cross-compared the Genesis Coupe 3.8 Mustang, S550, BRZ, and FRS. So that's stupid. Again, you're probably not wrong, Jackpot Chen. But the thing is, I live in the aftermarket. I don't keep the car stock. Stock, sure, it's comparable, comparable. But when it comes to living in the aftermarket, I don't even look at a car and say, I'm going to keep it stock. I never looked at, what car do you look at and say, I'll never modify that car? There are almost 500 people on this chat, and only 168 of them hit the like button. Mind blown. But anyway, none of us, I would think, the 500 of us that are on the chat right now, would look at a car and say, that I'm never touching. It's perfect stock. Said nobody. So, yeah, I think those stock comparisons are weird. I sold the black on black Super Snake wide body to the guy for $100,000. He sold it for $130,000 a month later. New Balance is in the trunk. Those wheels stock? It's their stock Super Snake wheels, yes. Worth the price right there. Cooking IATs since the 80s. Man, I've been wanting 07 on GT500 Grabber Orange, no stripe, and do a simple Trinity blower swap on it. Only made like 30 of them, though, then get anything else. My favorite color, GT500 from 07 to 09, I think it's the most common. It's like the charcoal gray with black stripes. God bless the S197. S197 is the GOAT. Fuck anything else. The only red that I've liked was on one of those that was like dark wine. A Chevrolet, says Fernando, or a Ford GT. Well, you don't really. What do you mean? What generation Ford GT? I've never met a guy that got a Ford GT and said, I don't want to modify it ever. They all end up with 4-liter Whipples and L&M cams. They make 800 horse. Stop. How many of these drag and drives are there now? Sick week, sick summer, sick spring, sick at the rock. I think there are over 10, if I'm not mistaken. The original was drag week, but then there's like controversy about that, Hot Rod Drag Week. And then all the sick this and the smoky, Mile High, some shit. I don't know. They have a bunch of them. The only ones I watch are the ones that happen in Florida and Drag Week. That's it. I don't care about what happens in Michigan. Fuck Michigan. Fuck that. I don't care. Mopar people always ask when I am going to add gay underglow lights. They say gay underglow. That's interesting. 55 Chevy is something I could look at and never modify. Lies. 50 Steve says I can lie to myself and say I won't modify anything in a month or so. Look, I have a Cadillac Escalade. It's my daily. God damn it. I've owned it 2 years and I love that thing. I can't tell you how wonderful it is to get in a vehicle that just works. And it has 107,000 miles on it. I get in it, boom, it starts. It doesn't go through oil. I check the oil. The oil's still good. It needs TPMS sensors. I don't care. I check it manually. Fuck that, Put gas in it and just go anywhere. Transmission slipping, don't care. Just keep driving it until it blows up. It just keeps going. I love that thing. I had a 17350R and said I wouldn't modify it. It wasn't 2 months ownership and I went full bolt on E85. Yeah, Ford GT cammed as fuck. Sounds badass. Doug DeMuro's probably the only one with the stock GT, and even then, I don't know. I haven't watched him in forever. One of the smartest plays, and then you don't know when it's happening, but one of the smartest plays one could ever do is this American supercar to be left stock with low miles. But man, I can't do it. I can't do it. American supercars get raced. American supercars get modified. I don't have the patience to store a Ford GT, a C7 ZR1, a C6 ZR1 with low miles and just leave it under bubble wrap and hope it accrues in value someday. Like, if I ever get my hands on which could happen, on another C6 ZR1 and leave it alone, I don't think I leave it alone. I'm sorry, I don't think I can leave it alone. I know too much, and I'm like, nah, I'd rather not even buy it. We're good. Drag and Drive is supposed to prove it's a street car. So, interesting thing about drag and drive stuff. That's the only one that the participants can actually say it's not a street car, it's a race car that drives on the street. And even what's the guy that street outlaw, old Jeff Lutz. Jeff Lutz said it. He goes, it's not a street car. This is a race car that drives on the street. Now, a street car to me is like the slow cars, the cars that go maybe 950 and slower. A lot of them are Cadillac CTSV, GT500. There was a beautiful Chevy SS today that was there. It was gorgeous. There was a van that went like mid-11s, but most of those cars are street cars. I'm saying AC have a proper HVAC system. They probably run on Pumpy 85. Every other car that runs quicker than an 8.5 is probably on 100% meth or a very exotic ethanol fuel. So then that kind of goes away when it comes to pump gas, when it comes to street car stuff. Again, if you can't get the fuel you race with on the street, in my opinion, it's not a street car. Theo, new song, Fat Juicy, Wet by Sexy Red and Bruno Mars. I don't care. I just don't give two fucking shits about it. I'm pretty sure I saw Coyote swap 4GT on Auto Topics on one of those channels. Bryson Witt says, my GT500 made it only 2 weeks before I started modifying it. Doug's GT is in stock, says Tay Speaks. Moises Alcala says, hey Alex, I've been looking at a 15 to 17 Coyote F-150 as a daily toy hauler. Do you have any experience through Lund showing this truck wouldn't be a great option? Or should I go with something else? Well, when you say toy, you need to be very specific here. The only trucks that I would race, okay, I've seen fast, crew cab, twin turbo, built motor F-150s of that generation, Gen 2, 15 to 17. Midnight built a quad cab or super crew, short bed, twin turbo truck back like 4 years ago that ran like mid-10s or low-10s, and it was fast, and it was kind of cool to see a big honking truck like that get down. It had an illuminator, it had a badass motor in it, it had a badass built 6R80 in it. Probably a $100,000 truck, understand. It is no joke to build a truck at that capacity that's that big, that runs that fast. So, Moises, you need to be very specific what you mean by toy. If you want a vehicle, like a Gen 2 truck, bolt-ons, it's speed density. You could bolt on a cold air. It's already flex capable, so all you have to do is fill it up with the 85, and it's going to see about 30 degrees of spark advance. It'll be a good toy hauler. It won't be the fastest thing on the planet. In order for it to be fast, it needs a lot of boost now. So you need to decide what that truck's going to be for. If you're going to try to boost it with a positive displacement supercharger like a Whipple, Edelbrock, TVS, because they're Gen 2, so you could put a rear feed Gen 3 or Roush blower on it, you're going to not be able to tow with it that much. If you're lugging the car or the truck up a hill with a boat in the back, seeing 10 PSI at 4,800 RPMs, it's not going to be a happy truck. So you really need to decide what that truck's going to be. And I don't think it can do both unless you leave it NA. If you leave the truck naturally aspirated, sure, it can be great. Or just get a Gen 3, 21 to 23. We tuned a bunch of, we have tuned so many 21 to 23 F-150s. It's not even funny. And I'm kind of blown away that that truck seems to respond pretty well. Now, it still has some inherent issues with the 10R80, just like most of the others do. But they seem to be less prevalent. They have a little bit better torque reduction capability. The shifts sound crisper. Some of them that I've tuned that have some special saucy stuff really seem to respond well to it. Valley 10-speed has 3 on deck. 3 21 and up F-150 regular cab, short bed, ready to go. What am I going to do? The tune that I did today, I'm going to copy paste on them bitches. That's right, because I did the vetting. This tune works great on this truck. Here, put it on this truck. And watch it be exactly the same, and everyone's going to be happy. Imagine if it's with getting a supercar, going on cannonball runs on network, rich motherfuckers. I don't understand how anyone can buy a car they obviously like and then let it set. Fuck that, I'm driving it every day until a winter. Then Westside Motors, he was testing new rods. Oh, gotcha. Don't test anything. Don't be a test mule. If you want to run the shit that works. Don't be a test mule for anybody. HOVA says, you partial to any short throws for Gen 1 Coyote? I also bought my car modified and I plan to do shit with me being broke and in college. Here I am, built trans, bigger injectors, new tune. Barton Hybrid 3 for me was the best. I did not love the MGW shifter. Now everyone's going to say MGW, this and that. I tried them both. I have videos of both. And the one that just won my heart was the Barton Hybrid 3 with the body mount, not the trans mount. The trans mount was transferring a lot of noise, vibration, and harshness through the shifter. So I said, nah, this is a little harsh for me. So the body mount was great. And that's the one you see me shifting in all of these videos. When you see the black car get down, it's a Barton Hybrid 3. I never, ever, ever had an issue with that shifter. Blue Thunder says the street car is HVAC, roll down windows, wiper, whatever. Yes. If you have a window that has that little skeleton around it to hold up the plexiglass, that's not a street car. Sorry. Not sure if you answered this before, but what's your opinion on PCM Tech multi-tune guys having user flex available to them? Yeah, I'm not a fan. I don't want you adjusting anything because you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. You think, again, I think there should be a litmus test before you buy tuning that has you adjusting shit. I love you guys. You guys are great. You guys are awesome fans, followers, supporters, and customers. None of you know shit. A lot of you think you do because you saw this guy or you're on this Facebook group or you're almost N6G or you don't know shit. When you have the option to have user adjustable flex, that is crazy to me. Because if they put in the wrong number, the truck will start, truck or vehicle will start trimming the fuel wrong. I would rather you not touch anything, and this is what you should get: a dedicated pump gas tune, a dedicated E85 tune, and a dedicated ghost cam tune. I know I'm not a good salesman, but it's only because I know my audience. I know the target audience. I know the typical Mustang and truck owner. Rarely do they know anything. Rarely do they. I'm not going to mention something that happened today. It was very obvious. But today I was an IT guy. I didn't do much tuning today. Today I was telling people how to function, how to make a computer function. Right click, left click. Don't send me a link. CF4 is a config. CEF is the tune. It sends me a CF4. That's a config file. Well, that's what you sent me. I sent you a config so that you can log, and in the instruction says give us the .csv. So today was that day where I was an IT guy. So I said, why am I going to start upselling people for PCM Tech user adjustable anything? I don't think you should have any adjustment. No. You refute that. You say, Alex, we're paying you for a service. I get it. But you don't know what you're talking about. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to go ahead and get yourself one of these. And you're going to go ahead and get all the credits and then go to PC and then do it yourself. No one's stopping you. No one's stopping you. But I, Alejandro Flores, knowing the general buying public of Mustang tunes, they should not be able to adjust anything. Sorry, I'm just that guy. Sorry. Bilstein makes those. Don't sleep on Barton. I'm late. Can we start over? Says Deuce Machina. My 23 1080 F-150 shifts better than my 2020 1080. Both not tuned. Yeah, they massaged the Pegalos. They massaged some torque reduction stuff. Look up all the RCSP Tacuache Mamalonas. I think he meant toy hauler as in a daily that he tows other stuff with, not modifying the truck itself. Okay. Gen 2 truck is great in my opinion. My bad. Just tuned in. Like button hit first. So is Trump going to give back pay on the diesel deletes also? The shop that got fined $2 million. That's what I said earlier. They're not going to say, hey, you're good now. You can just go ahead and, delete diesels. Diesel deletes are now legal in the U.S., says Papi Trump in an executive order. Then all the guys that went to jail, got money taken away, got fined, they can now probably sue the federal government. No, thank you. Love the Barton Hybrid 3 on my Gen 3. It's trans-mounted and is definitely not quiet paired to an RST. Devin said the same thing when I mentioned I want multi-tune for the Ghost Camp on the fly. Yeah, you don't need it. You don't need it. That's crazy. Why? You're going to pay $500 for Ghost Camp on the fly? Love ya. Love ya. I know you want to spend money. You want to have Ghost Cam on the fly that bad that you want to pay $500. I'm not stupid. I know the vast majority of people that get a Lund tune get it for the Ghost Cam. I'm not stupid. I understand. I get it. And then when it doesn't chop on your car properly, you get mad. So you go get a tune from somewhere else. You're like, this is bullshit. So then what happens, right? This is usually the timeline that happens with a lot of customers. Okay, I got a tune from Lund. JLT 11 GT, great. Okay, can I get the Ghost Cam option? Okay, please agree to this disclaimer. In the disclaimer, it says, it might not drive well, it might stall, shit's fucked up, so don't stress out if shit's fucked up, and we're not going to adjust it. And then you're like, oh, okay, mine will be fine. You upload the Ghost Cam tune, and for whatever reason, your combo just doesn't work that great. And you're like, hey, can you adjust it? No, did you read the disclaimer? It says we don't adjust it. It's one and done, it's novelty, it'll chop it idle. Well, I don't want that. So what happens? You get mad, and then somebody else offers you a Ghost Cam tune. So you have to buy their base tune, then their Ghost Cam tune. Now, you go, wait a minute. The tune that's not Lund drives like shit. And the other choppy tune is a weird chop that is kind of stable, but just an ugly chop. But the car drives better on the Lund tune. And that's when you realize where the difference is with the tuning. When you actually have two tunes from two different companies and you realize, oh, that's why I should have bought the tune, because the car drives better, is more powerful, all this stuff. And there's this weird narrative out there that a lot of people, oh, Lund is safe. Lund is safe on NA combos, so they're not going to give you every single horsepower. No problem, bro. You want 38 degrees of spark advance? Sign a disclaimer that if it blows up, it ain't my shit. And I'll throw 38 degrees at your shit. When it knocks back 10, don't get mad. If you're buying a tune, personally you don't know what you're doing. Exactly. If you buy a tune, personally you don't know what you're doing. But Alex, what am I going to do with the extra laptop from my Honda? You guys should make a video on how to upload tunes so you don't have to explain a million times. We do, Samir. You don't think I did this? And people still, how to upload a Lund tune. Guys, I did this. I did this in detail. How to upload a Lund tune. Right, there I am. Hey guys, how you guys doing? I'm gonna show you how to upload a tune. And this is when Alex wasn't working out at all. Oh boy, I was skinny fat back then. Hey look, there's the .enc, right? Specifically, there's a .enc after it. So that is basically your tune. So what a lot of people do by mistake is they drag this link over to the desktop or wherever they're going to save it. So what I'm going to do before that is I'm going to go ahead and install the SD card adapter. Now, the SD card adapter is used so when you remove the SD card from your N-Gauge, you have to use the adapter because it has like a micro SD card in it. So where is your SD card located on the end gauge? Right underneath. If you see the orientation, that's where your SD card is located. You can use the corner of this and unclick it. You'll hear it unclick. Okay, and you just grab it out of there. Now, you have to be real careful when you install the SD card into the computer because sometimes you can slide this little locking mechanism. See how it says lock? If you slide it into the port and it locks in this position, you cannot read the card and you'll get an error. Guys, I made a insanely detailed video of how to upload a Lund tune and how to load a Lund tune, and all you have to do is Google how to load a Lund tune. They don't do that. They don't do that. So what am I supposed to do when somebody orders a tune and doesn't know simple Googling? I lose my shit? No, I go, okay, we're going to be IT today. We're going to be IT. Fuck it. Alex Skinny or fat, not VMP's wife will still take you. Next thing you know, Lund will be making a video on how to properly wipe your ass. Watch out, that guy Alejandro tends to copyright shit. Don't play it too long. But Alex, I'm computer illiterate. Then, yeah, your patience will be tested. And this is my biggest issue when it comes to tuning customers, right? So the moment you send a tune out to somebody, they show up on Instagram or Facebook as experts. Okay, guys, I'm tuning my truck now, and I'm like, whoa. When people go to YouTube or Instagram, they assume you know what the fuck you're talking about. So you are going to go on YouTube while in the ticket, you are admitting you don't know shit. And then regurgitate what, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Fuck all that. Valley 10 speed. I have a couple that don't chop. I always tell them it is what it is. Most are cool with it because they know Lund's priorities is making car fast. Valley, you see what I did today? I tested something out on your customer's vehicle, and I'm not going to say what it is, and it just worked, right? And it just worked. And it actually sounded phenomenal. But I didn't do anything special over, above, and beyond what I would do to the cars that are 10R, 6R, manual, Gen 1, 2, or 3. But they think that I'm doing something special to somebody else's Ghost Cam tune when all I'm doing is loading the value file that Lund makes. I work for Lund. I specifically got the Lund Ghost Cam because I wanted a little better performance without blowing my truck up. G2 or G3 on pump gas. What pulley size? What should I get in kit? These are the people I deal with. This is so open-ended. I don't even know how to fucking answer it. G2 or G3. For what? What pulley size should I get with the kit? For what? Pump gas? Whatever makes 10 PSI. Whatever makes 10 PSI. I don't give a fuck if it's a G1. Whatever makes 10 PSI. These questions just hurt my soul. Because people think it's just, what's the best tire for my Mustang? I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Unreal. I think ESS has adopted the poorest motherfuckers on the planet. Shout out to ESS. You have somehow captured the poorest, least knowledgeable people on the market. Generally. And I think it's the price. It's weird. Set up an auto reply with installed self-troubleshooting links. Oh, I do. It still doesn't matter. The Lund support page articles could teach even the smoothest of brains. The info is great, but people still can't get it. What happened here? Okay. My chop tune is crazy from you guys. What the fuck? Nardi says, wait, Lund doesn't give special tunes to YouTubers and parts companies, not sell their tunes? Exactly. Same old shit. I think people think that they're more important than they are, Nardi Mikado. People think that we somehow developed something. No, the tune you got, Esteban Loaiza got it. You know, John Smith got it. You know, Gene Richardson. The same tune that you think you got that was specially suited for you, everybody got. Stop thinking you're fucking special. Man, people are weird. My Gen 1 chops well, even with stock manifolds. ESS question has been answered a million times. Don't waste money on the G2. At this point, I don't care. If you're not happy with the Ghost Cam tune, just unplug some vacuum lines and it'll chop. Does ESS have a firm on their checkout? They have to. Everyone has a firm on their checkout because the manufacturer, the parts company, gets the cash fast. And then it's a credit system to the dude. Sorry, my bad. Please ask question again. Did you see Cletus McFarland Mechanics got a Gen 1 Mustang 6R80 5K used to drag and drive? Samir, do me a favor. Click live on your shit. I covered it within the first 5 minutes. The same people who ask how to set up a combo, what fuel, the same people that demand that the car has to make 800 horsepower. Checks the log. Throttle pedal isn't even 100% on the NA setup. So I think there are knowledgeable people out there, and the knowledgeable people assume you know what you're doing, right? The people that know the most, I think, make a decision based on track record, what others are running, and they'll say, Lund knows. I'm going to trust Lund. My problem is this. I don't know who would I trust with other platforms. I don't know who I'd give. Maybe late model of Texas, right? Like I saw late model, is it late model performance of Texas? Because there's the other one, LMP of MD. But the other one, late model of Texas. The only reason I say that is because I see what they do. And the explanation, I go, I like the information that they're disseminating, but I've been fooled before. But based on what I know, they seem to be like on the, I don't want to say cutting edge because that sounds stupid, but like in terms of on the Chevy side, late model Chevy stuff, I would think the Texas-based late model would be the one that I would, I guess, trust. But since anyway, so if you have a Mustang and you're like, I just want my Mustang to go fast. I like Alex. I like what he's talking about. I'm just going to go to Lund. I'm going to get the Aldo kit. I'm going to get the, ID 2000s, return style fuel system, triple pump, 295s, da-da-da-da-da. Boom. Okay. I'm just going to trust what they say, and the car's going to run a number, and it does. Good. But then there are people that know little, and they question every single little thing you do, and I'm happy to answer it. But then when you meet me with some kind of like doubt, I go, wait a minute, what is this based off of? Oh, the guy on YouTube, the guy on Facebook, the guy on Instagram. I'm like, yeah, no, we're not going to do that. ESS, really expensive Euro stuff. Also, ESS steals on 3 discount customers. I mean, right. Isn't that weird, Alejandro Gomez? The couch touches the wall at ESS. Now I don't want ESS or can't be lumped in with the poor idiots. We could have been together, says Ray is built. We're all normies. Wait, I don't have a special tune? Damn. No, you don't, Bryson. You know what you have? You have, okay, so we have a system. And it's a production file system. And I took the version 39D of an 11 to 12 GT500 TVS and cams, and I went, I put in your injector value, I put in your diff, I put in your MAF, I made sure that the speed limiter was set so that you wouldn't slam, you wouldn't go 8,000 RPMs. I said, give me idle slow revs. You got me idle slow revs. I modified the raised some ceilings. Here you go. Look good. Here you go. Looks good. Okay, give me a watt hit. Looks good. Here's more spark advance. Looks good. You're done. 1,000 horsepower GT500. Late model racecraft. Thank you. Late model racecraft. And this is why I like late model racecraft, right? Bro. They have an Escalade. Oh my Lord, guys. Guys. The late model Escalade video you gotta watch. It's 6 months old, 19,000 views. This is the most beautifully spec'd out fucking Escalade I've ever seen.
Back to the channel, guys. Behind me is Mr. Lee's.
Anyway, let's see the wheels. They put a set of wheels on the bitch. Let me see. Look at the wheels, bro. No, these aren't it. Wait, is this it? I thought he had like some baller ass wheels, like 4 Giotto. I think these are 4 Giottos. Okay. So what they did was they did a Kong export. They did where's the video? I don't think this is the video. There was another video of another one. There it is. Now this is the one. Yeah, this is the one. So they did an export 2650. Look, just look at this fucking thing. Look at this. This is so stupid. It's so good. Damn, the taste. Oh my god, bro, this is just, it's not fair. It went like 11s on the street, which isn't great, but look, it's a 182. So think about it. My fully bolted on Mustang GT Gen 1 doesn't cut 182s. It cuts 189s on the street. But this thing I think ended up going 11.8 or something. Let me see. This is to the whole thing. Did you hear it? Did you hear the converter couple? There. The tone changed slightly. So again, listen at about 550 mark. Listen at the about 550 mark. Listen for a slight tone change. That's the converter coupling or locking up. You could raise that shift, Papa. You could raise that shift. So 1159 and 121, this big behemoth with the Kong export, and it chops like a motherfucker, bro. It chops so good. Let me see if there's a video of it chopping around somewhere. Let me see. Yeah, let me see.
Production system. So this thing right here is
oh Jesus,
the
sorry.
muffler that we have on this thing. We can make it quiet or loud. We tap
Can you just show me like the chop, bro?
Ranger.
Nope. Like, I guess we're not gonna see the chop.
So
yeah,
to get maximum power out of this thing. Obviously, roading, that's just my opinion. So we went ahead and sold him some new Toyos, and the way that this thing sits,
damn, it's
now
bitch is bad.
it looks like a performance SUV, and to me that's just how this thing is supposed to look. So that being said,
bro, that's like $160,000 slab. Fuck, I mean, badass. Good for you, bro. Whoever's got that truck, man, good for you. You made it in life. You did good. That bitch is badass. Big girl goes fast. Is that a 10L80? I don't know. Those wheels are badass, but not Bell-like badass, though. Exactly. Shit, those seats look comfy. Special to me, damn it. Just runs good. LMR propaganda machine go brrr. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. People don't like. There is something to be said about everybody. There are thousands of people that dislike Lund. And why? Because it's like a girlfriend that dumped them. We thought you were stupid. You didn't know what you were talking about. You were asking for something dumb. Then you were dumped. And then now we suck. But no one that has gotten tuned by Lund and follows the program says we suck. It's crazy how everyone gets the same tune, but some people are faster. It's almost like some people don't know how to build a car. Exactly. Sheesh, those shifts. Lock up, son. Yup. Why can't Lincoln make something cool? You guys wonder why Ford is losing market value to GM is because they're not building cool shit. What's happening with GM is they are keeping the V8 alive. And you know what? Now that the Trump administration is in, they don't have to change anything. They didn't go to EcoBoost on their big trucks. They didn't go. See, Ford has a lot of options on the truck side. So if you're a truck fan, you have no issue with Ford. Ford gives you a regular cab, a crew cab, a 6-foot bed, an 8-foot bed, a V8 Coyote, a EcoBoost, a Power Boost, an F250, a Godzilla gas, a 6.7 diesel. You have a F450. You have so many options if you're a Ford truck fan. But I'm not a Ford truck fan. Now, have I thought maybe I should buy myself a truck and fuck around and find out? No. Like, I don't even think about it because I remember driving around in a regular cab truck and it was awful. I hated driving around in a regular cab truck. The Cadillac Escalade that I got though, I'll put a fucking 2650 or a 2300 like a Maggie on top of that bitch. Some auxiliary fuel system, meth, fuck it. And, rebuilt the transmission and let it live the next 30,000 miles of its life at an extra 250 horsepower on top. That would be badass. But, it's expensive. The brother is going to steal that bit. Clear as day, dip in the tone. Exactly. 10 or 80 could never. The brother's going to steal that bitch. Exactly why they should have made a Coyote, Explorer, or Expedition. Got Wimbird. Escalade V alone is 160K, but damn it if I didn't want one. Alex, his muscles are bigger than his mind. That's why I hate him. Nardi, a girlfriend that dumped them, Tony full bolt-ons. Absolutely. Absolutely. That guy is like the biggest girl I've ever heard of in my life. Like, just salty. Why? Because I'm like, you're goofy and weird. I don't want nothing to do with you. And he got mad about it. Nah, that wasn't a bad comment. Propaganda is PR. Public relations? I don't know. OG Navigators were baller back in the day before Escalade came out in 2000. Navigator was a big baller status. Tapping out the puss is calling. Later. Minibag, go get it. New Explorers can't even go 90,000 miles without powertrain issues. LSA Caddy, let's go. People who shit on Lund and don't listen to them are the same motherfuckers that argue the teachers for no reason in school. 4 tortas in the back. When I bought my 23 RCSP, it was the only V8 F-150 on the lot. I love my 630 RCSP. I wish it was 4x4. Alex, your Escalade is all blacked out, lowered on black rims, would be gangster, had a blacked out 02, and it was sick. Look, you don't think I'm looking at that thing and modifying it, lowered, black on black, but wheels got to be like that. Wheels got to look like that. Because I like my generation Escalade. I've always liked that body style. I thought it was great. It's got the 6.2. It needs 250 more horse. But then it's going to need another transmission. But I love the luxury. I love the amenities. Everything works as it should. It just needs more power, better brakes, lowered, all black. But the problem is I have all that chrome trim all over the place too. So it's going to be difficult to, unless I can like do something else with the chrome trim, because it does have the platinum package, so it has all that chrome trim all over the place. Can't park out the lake without that truck, though. You need that peanut butter interior. A Coyote Navigator or Predator Navigator would have been so sick. So I was floating the idea not too long ago about picking up a wrecked Raptor and Coyote swapping it because it's a premium truck. And I'm like, you know what? I got to talk to the parts farm, and you guys maybe can help me on that. Again, this is a Coyote swap channel all of a sudden, so might as well just keep Coyote swapping stuff. But I want to Coyote swap a Genesis. I want to Coyote swap so many things. But one thing at a time. I got 3 cars that are not running right now, so they're waiting for parts. They're in limbo waiting for parts. But once I do kind of get my head out of my ass and figure out what's going to happen with the cars and get them done and running and maybe sold, I do want to swap something that's cool that should have been done, like a Raptor Gen 2 with a Coyote in it. I think Coyote TVS built, big boy boost, see if it all mates up, see if the body control mates up. I think that would be cool as hell. But then you'd hate it because it has no longer practical. It's pretty practical. Is there any reason I don't see many people modding and tuning a Gen 1 F-150? They're heavy, 6-sil. They're heavy. Shelby just put a memo out to deflect damage done. Shelby just put a memo out to deflect damage done. JD Ryder, where? Guys, show me this. Shelby memo to customers. Where? Guys, where, is there really something? Because was there some kind of memo? Not sure. Gen 1 Raptor, Coyote with a 6RD. I don't want the Gen 1 Raptor. I want the Gen 2 Raptor. There is a Coyote guy swapping a Ferrari F355. Yeah, Lee, the used parts place. Coyote powered aluminum bodied Expedition. Imagine a bit on 24s with badass sound system murdered out. I get it. You can Coyote swap my heart, Alex, says Shelby's college boyfriend. Gen 1 Raptor, Coyote with a 6R80. Nope, it would have to be a Gen 2 Raptor 6R80. Go watch Stand Mode. I'm not going to go watch Stang Mode. Are you fucking psycho, JD Ryder? Are you fucking psycho with that comment? Go watch Stang Mode. Go watch.
We have an MBRP resonator deleter.
Damn, if you Coyote swap a Raptor, you will definitely have top tier poor fans. Oh, really? Fuck. Why does Lund not want to tune anything older than the cookie cutter setup for the twin turbo Mustang? Why does Lund not want to tune anything other than the cookie cutter setup of a twin turbo for a Mustang? We tune Kenny Bell Mustangs, Edelbrock Mustangs, Magnus Odin Mustangs, Whipple Mustangs, ESS Mustangs, Aldo Mustangs, On3 Mustangs, BL Fab Mustangs, Armageddon Mustangs, nitrous Mustangs, NA Mustangs, Cobra Jet Mustangs, high output NA setup Mustangs, race Mustangs, 6-second Mustangs with stock. We're about to have 3 6-second stock computer Mustangs if Aldo goes 6s. What the fuck are you talking about? Are you talking about Stang Mode's video, Shelby crying about all the backlash to the 350? I'm not going to watch it. Just tell me what happened. Yeah, your new JD, don't ever mention that motherfucker in this chat. Like,
We have an MDRP resonator deleter.
yeah, fuck that guy. Ain't no regular F-150. This is a Predator swap. I don't like the guy either. Diddy clip equals Stang Mode. Yeah, here. Let's tune into Stang Mode right now.
We have an MDRP resonator deleter. We have an MDRP resonator deleter.
Yeah, there you go. That's what you get over there. You sound like the guy from Forrest Gump naming all the shrimp. I have 060T and it's also slow. Oh, bro, you gotta love it. No Mustang, no Mustang lifestyle either. Fuck those two. I mean, look, there are channels that are disseminating information that they're hearing from somebody else, and they're giving it out to the general public. I am giving you from the horse's mouth. I work in the ticket system at Lund Racing. I see things. I try to tell you what's going on out there. Trump Faffle 2025. Stang Show. Don't forget about Steve Morris. Water. So, real quick, tell me what Shelby said, and then just give me a synopsis. But this is what I need from you guys right now. So, if there are any Lund Racing customers with a 2019 to 2023 T56 equipped Gen 3 car, listen up. I need your help. So there's a gentleman who actually invented that little mechanism to allow the downshift rev matching feature to work on Gen 3 Mustangs. According to him, he has some beta tests out there and they're throwing codes. And I said, well, I would prefer that a loyal Lund customer uses your device, puts it in his car as a beta test, and we will just tune it and see if it's a device issue or a tune issue. Now, again, we shouldn't have to do anything to a car that has a sensor in it, just like stock, because like if you buy a Ben Calimer transmission, we have to widen the ratios and the downshift rev matching works perfectly. So if you have a 2019 to 2023 Mustang with a T56 in your car, this is what I want you to do. I want you to go and email Michael at Gear Display. I'll put it on the chat. Actually, I'll put it as a, I'll put it on the chat. Michael at Gear-Display at, oh, he didn't say. It says Michael at geardisplay.com. Okay. Michael at geardisplay.com. Michael at geardisplay.com. Or text him 352-257-7346. I'm going to put it publicly. If you own a Gen 3 Mustang and you have a T56 in it, 19 and up, he makes that little device that Tick Performance offers for Mustang owners so that the downshift rev matching works. If you want to, you have to be a fiercely loyal Lund customer, meaning you're not going to go out and start fucking shopping the tune around like a fucking weirdo. We can then send you a tune, figure out your gear ratios, and see if the down rev matching works, and give the guy, he reached out to me today. He wanted to say, hey, can you work with me? I'm like, look, I can't promise anything, but all we can do is send a tune for the gear ratios and widen some stuff. It either works or doesn't. And there is no adjusting to do. If it kicks codes, it's a device issue. If it doesn't, then it works fine, and the tune just complements it. So again, if you're a Lund Racing customer, fiercely loyal Lund Racing customer, 19 to 23, with a T56 in your Gen 3, Michael at gear-display.com. Email him or text him 352-257-7346. There you go. I did something nice today. I didn't get paid to do that. I ended up driving 3 hours through a giant rainstorm, and now my tranny slips. Is the automatic that used to be proud of? Okay. Basically, Shelby said they're going to remove negative comments for their post, like parts bin, car, piece of shit, GT, etc. Really? They said we can't handle the criticism, especially the meanies. Are you serious? They saying no voodoo because can't would have cost $200 million for the permit. Shelby said he would have married me, but y'all didn't happen. That they essentially bought, okay, Cobra 460 says that essentially they bought of every option of the 350's powertrain, but since the 5.2 Voodoo is discontinued, they're stuck with the 5.0 Coyote. It was the only engine that they could work with. Oh, what about the transmission? You fucking liars. You fucking MT82 having ass. Would you consider a new RX-7? Hell no. Never in my life. Never. Rear question. Why don't they want to tune a rear mount turbo setup? And I mean, what is the issue or problem tuning that? Not everyone wants to build the World Cup car. Just saying. Because it's gay. How's that? If you're talking about the turbo that has a turbo off of one exhaust, that one? Is that what you're talking about? You're talking about the turbo that hangs off the back of the fucking car off of one exhaust? That's what you're talking about? We also don't tune Roush TVS's. Because we don't want to hear about issues that's inherent to the kit. Real simple. If the kit looks like shit and is designed like shit, no tuner worth anything would say, yeah, I'm going to tune that. Hey, man, you're going to have a bunch of issues with that kit. Namely, when you hit a puddle and it splashes mud into your fucking inlet, you're going to blame the tune. You're going to blame the fucking tune. I guarantee it. I know you guys. You guys blame the tune for everything. My AC's not working. It's the tune. My blinker's not working. It's the tune. My active exhaust stopped working after I modified the exhaust. It's the tune. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. There's no problem. If you're so fucking cheap that you want to do a one exhaust turbo kit mounted by the fucking spare tire well, have at it. Get it tuned anywhere else. Holy shit. What the fuck? Valley 10 Speed, thank you for the money. I appreciate you very much. Yellow Douchebag Prophet says, coming in late. Sorry, Theo. Would it be retarded? Decision to mount the turbo inlet back between the seats and route the feed through the cab. Why don't you mount the inlet in your ass? I mean, look. Mount the inlet in your ass, fart into the turbo, preheat it, don't have to intercool it. What the fuck? Their gay customers will still buy the overpriced shit cars. Yeah. Didn't you confirm that Whipple was sending fully custom tunes to some customers who run numbers of brand? Which slide was that? I've seen data logs on Whipple tunes that have 20 degrees of spark advance at 0.85 lambda running lean on Predator 55s. Go ahead. Alex, don't feed the trolls, especially someone that has S2K on their name. No, I don't mind. Why so serious? This is what they do. They ask a real question. You give them a real answer because they're gay. Then they go, oh, wait, I was just kidding. Sneaker Kid, keep up the good work. Do you plan to get Alec Bledsoe back on? Yeah, that's probably not going to happen. Blaming the tune for your shitty build car is crazy. Hey, Alex, why build a Coyote for $50,000 when you can just buy a Hellcat? A Hellcat that runs 10.6. Oh, fuck. Why are you trying so hard to hide one turbo? Cheap asses might as well get a tune from Mustang. No. Well, no. What they do is this. If there was pump gas in there, it would see 20 degrees of spark advance, or the knock sensors would knock it back. Yes, 0.85 lambda because the injectors are out of steam. A 20 PSI 24 Mustang on E30, 20 degrees of spark advance, 0.85 lambda at the top. Bro, psychotic. It shouldn't, if it was a tune that you get like you and me, every regular schmo, it would be about 14 degrees or 15 degrees at 2.0 load because it's scaled. But if it's 20 degrees at 2.0 load at 0.85 lambda, ooh, that means they're playing with fire. It was going to be that simple. Was it 20 degrees on E20 or E40, E30? Stang Mode's Resonator Deleter says,
We have an MBRP Resonator Deleter.
Pretty dumb to mount the turbo far from the engine. Just asking for extra work, wasting time to be different. Deal. Who do you trust to build the custom drive shaft for a Fox body? PST. They built my GT500 drive shaft. They built Senior's drive shaft, held up at 2,500 horse at fucking 3,300 pounds. So PST, I think, drive shafts in the Tampa area. If you want custom stuff, hit them up. I think they're pretty good. Not much of a lifestyle. Those injectors are like, I'm tired, boss. Pegelos. Why do they have to renovate the wheel with turbos? Ugh, what kind of my fat ass weighs 1,000 pounds of the tune. Oh, geez, stop it. I almost said the name. Rear turbo confirmed gay. If twin, I can do under the hood. Why? Because the heat makes more power. That's why. Baker says, hey, Alex, on my on-3 kit, Coyote at 50 PSI, knocking 10 degrees, winter temps, 91 octane. Why is the tune broken? Thank you, Alex, for being one of the, if only, real experts in the field that isn't sponsored or forced to promote bullshit. What is the best way to reach you for tuning on my 19 GT? Dylan Kumar. This is what you do. You're going to go to support@lundracing.com. Devin, Nardi, Junior, Cheryl, or Senior will grab the ticket. They'll ask you questions. I want a tune for my 19 GT. It's got a stock cold air, performance package, off-road exhaust, or long tube headers. Okay, it'll be this much. Do you have a device? No, so you have to buy a device if you don't already have one. If you have an RTD or something, PVI, you're going to have to reissue credits for that vehicle from us. We can buy the credits from us or through HP Tuners, whatever. I think it's 4 credits for a Gen 3, and then you just get a tune, and we talk back and forth. We send you a very detailed set of instructions, and you should be off and running, and I think you'll be tuned in a day or two. Reinvent, exactly. Nito, my brother's AC stopped working on his 24 Mercedes E65 AMG, and it ended up being he never charged the electric motor at home. 0 battery charge equals no AC. Should have told him it was the tune. Who do you recommend to build the 5.0? My friend says my engine has bad bearings. So, I am telling you guys that don't overthink this. If you can get a stock motor from Ford, get a stock motor from Ford. If you want to make a little more power, you get an illuminator from Ford. If you want to make the most power, you go ahead and get yourself a FFRE motor. What do you think so far of Trump's actions, Alex Guy? He is 10 out of 10. Did you see the press secretary today? Sheesh! Press secretary was asked, so what's going to happen if these illegals that are like overstaying their visas, are they going to, she goes, they're illegal. So they, in my opinion, are illegal. So they go. But Trump said that he was going to get the violent illegals out first. Yes. And then we're going to get people that overstayed their visa. We're going to get people that people that have been here for 20 years that never, sorry, you're illegal. You got to go. Love that shit. It was wonderful. The Hot Sauce 350 says, just make sure you ask for Get the Bitch Up tune. He tried. Samuel said, Mr. Flores, have you tuned a Mustang on a Paxton blower and nitrous recently, stock motor trans car? Not recently, but I wouldn't recommend that. I would recommend no more than like 100 shot on great race gas. You're basically asking to blow it up. Well, regardless, aluminum rods in 06 won't hold up anyway. Did bromine reinvent? I think so. He needs to take an aspirin. What's the highest RPM Predator can rev to safely? And can you tune it automatically to shift at that RPM? Yes. And I think I wouldn't really buzz it past 8,200 unless you're okay rebuilding shit. Is there still support for the N-Gage tune rights? Absolutely. Dylan, thank you, Alex. All the blessing to you, your family. Dylan Kumar, assalamu alaikum. She's bad. The back orders for engines is crazy. She went off. Love to see it. Re-innovate my bad, says YOLO Douchebag Profit. Stock is better than Texas Speed engine. Oh, do you want to hear what the expert said? Just type in Grim Reaper Texas Speed engine if you think stock is better than a Texas Speed engine. Theo, any plans on 92, 96 Bronco? Any future project? I'd love an OJ Bronco. Look, this is what's crazy to me. There are 499 followers on Patreon. 290 of them are 200 of them are paid. So, again, I'm not begging for this. I'm simply telling you the facts. The more support I get, the more projects I bring you. Do you think I'm just stacking up my savings? No, I'm bringing you projects. I got the Coyote going into a 01 with a blower. I got a Coyote in the GT500 going with a blower. I have another blower already to go and a built motor for Donnie. And I have the Fairmont, and I'm hoping to get that. It's going to have to get built somewhere because I just don't have the capability of doing it here. So, look, you want to support the kid? You want to see cool projects? Sign up to Patreon, 15 bucks a month. Sign up on YouTube, become a member on YouTube, get an Amory logo, become a Thing level member. What's the other one? Thing. There's Becho. There's a bunch of memberships. So yeah, just support. The support will allow me to do more cool shit. It's just how it is. Do not buy TSP. They will send you a short block if you purchase a long block. All you need is to look up the Reaper Texas Speed video. Alex getting $3,000 a month off Patreon alone. Yeah, exactly. Have you seen any Factory Freak GTs? No, absolutely not, HOVA. They don't exist. Factory Freak does not exist. It's just light, and it's usually a good driver. 9 times out of 10, when it's a Factory Freak, it's light and a great driver. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you very much today. Today we talked about people thinking that because Trump is back, that all of a sudden diesel delete tunes are back and, you know, you can just pollute the air. No, we still have to play in a certain sandbox, and it would just open everything to litigation if you all of a sudden say, yeah, delete diesels all day long, not a problem. It's not going to happen. We also talked about customers not really reading the instructions, and I have a video literally explaining how to load a Lund tune on the whole situation. Apparently Shelby got mad that people were highly negative on their vehicle, and they need to understand that what they did was stupid by offering them a GT with an MT82 and a Whipple as a GT 350 350R when the 5.2 Voodoo was the shit with a 3160. So yeah, you actually are buying a shittier vehicle if you buy a new 350. 16 through 20 is the fucking GOAT for GT 350 stuff. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'll see you guys on Thursday for YDBT Daily. We'll hang out and talk a little bit of shit, see what happens between now and then. Have a good rest of your night. I'll see you guys on Thursday. See ya.